Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm here for the taping. Tape my wrists. Dave Lockhart.
I'll call Eddie. He does the taping.
Oh, what do you do?
I'm the nurse.
Oh, I think I hurt my knee. I want to make sure my knee.
What did you do?
I want to make sure my knee is. I banged it. I was doing a couple tricks, warm-up tricks outside, and I banged.
Okay, let me call Eddie. I'll have him come back. Okay?
Oh no, I just need you to. I think just to make sure it looks okay. You know what I mean?
Well, that's Eddie. That's what Eddie does.
Oh, what do you do? Thank you, Charlie, for another great segment. That was very fascinating. And I'm getting taped up here, making sure my knees are okay for the big event. I'm all taped up, ready to go. Thank you, Nurse Johnson. And all right, I'm going to get my bike, and we're going to head in. I'm going to go to the entry thing right over here. And while I'm doing that, you guys can check out the crime tour. It's a very fascinating crime tour, this event. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Is this where I sign in?
For what?
To participate?
In what?
The Supercross? I'm Dave Lockhart.
So you want to know what really happened? My name is Russ Kyle. I give tours, crime tours. Ever since my limos were firebombed, I've been forced to search for other, easier forms of income. Hence, the zebra suit. Tonight we decided to give you a little different crime tour. A sports-inspired crime tour. Therefore, we were forced to come here. The spot of San Francisco's two most famous athletes. The most famous, Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper. The most infamous, O.J. Simpson, the butcher of Brentwood. Yeah, O.J. didn't trot out here on his Bruno Mollies. It was out here he got the tough yards. But he soon graduated to NFL, TV, movies, and murder. Drive-bys, gang rapes, drug busts. Sounds like fodder for the police blotter. Well, I read it on the front page of the sports page. Yeah, tonight we're going to take you into Frisco's sports underbelly, where the fans and the athletes have been whistled for many infractions. But we're going to take you from the spot of the foul. So hop in and join us, and we'll have a real good time.
Bayview Hunters Point. Back in the summer of 1991, if you were a white kid from the suburbs, there was probably only one reason you'd have been using this payphone at this gas station late on a Tuesday night. You had car trouble after a Giants game at Candlestick Park.
When Scott Quackenbush's car broke down that Tuesday night at Candlestick Park, he had no idea that the phony tow truck driver posing as a AAA affiliate would strand him here at this deserted gas station and leave him prey to the villains that freely roam these streets. Two locals had been drinking that night, Sio Siua Levi and Tua Tua Pohahua had had their fill of beer, and they began to relieve themselves on Scott Quackenbush's prized Mustang. Quackenbush strongly and vehemently protested the urination. As the urination subsided, the blows began to rain down. The 135-pound Quackenbush was no match for the two 240-pound Samoans. Now, Scott Quackenbush's life was in extreme danger. Miraculously, he was able to make it over to the phone booth and dial 911. Unfortunately, his call fell on deaf ears, for 911 labeled it a low-priority vehicle vandalism call. And as the blows continued to rain down on Scott Quackenbush and his situation became perilous, nobody responded. To further bungle this case, it took SFPD 90 minutes to show up to this call. When they did show up, they gave a perfunctory look around and found nothing. Imagine being Scott Quackenbush's dad, who arrived 3 days later to find his son's body dead in a dumpster behind this gas station.
If Scott's dad thought that his dead son's memory would be served justice by then SFDA Freitas, he was sadly mistaken. Yeah, D.A. Freitas saw that size 13 shoe print bored into Scott's face and determined that that constituted involuntary manslaughter. Totoa and Pohahua both served short sentences and now walk among us. No sports-themed crime tour would be complete without a minimum of one entire chapter devoted to the wildly colorful rap sheet associated with the pro sports organization whose very name bespeaks their penchant for mayhem. I speak, of course, of the Oakland Raiders.
When the Raider first-round draft pick kicker Sebastian Janikowski had attended Florida State University, he partied every night. His teammates called everything a Sebastian, an adverb, a verb, a noun, an adjective. When the Raider first-round draft pick came here to the Snowdrift to celebrate another Raider victory, he was inexplicably hopped up on the date-rape drug GHB. Janikowski kicked himself face first down on the dance floor, getting 2 black eyes and a bruised arm and warranting a visit to the emergency room. When Raider head coach John Gruden was asked about Janikowski's fall, he calmly replied that he was happy that Janikowski had fallen on his face and not on his leg.
Yeah, Gruden could yuck it up about the sea bass and his scrapes with the law, 'cause the kid had a hell of a leg. After all, Gruden had made him a first-rounder in spite of the kicker's already burgeoning file of misdeeds while attending Florida State. Let's see, there was the attempted bribery of a cop, and that Harbinger incident of spiking a co-ed's drink with, you guessed it, GHB.
Harry Denton's world-famous Starlight Room. It's here that Darrell Russell, Raider bad boy, had a run-in with the date-rape drug, GHB. Russell met one of his former girlfriends here. Him and his friends took her back to his pad in Alameda where they all had sex. The problem is the woman was comatose during the sex. Russell's friends idiotically filmed the whole episode. When the woman awoke, she was dazed and disoriented, but not so dazed and disoriented that she couldn't go to the police and tell them what had happened to her. When the police searched Darrell Russell's pad, guess what they found? A videotape with a limp, flaccid woman having foreign objects thrust up her vagina. Well, needless to say, this was fodder for prosecutors who brought the Raider bad boy into court. Russell, who was already under suspicion from drug investigations and steroid abuses, has had his once promising NFL career fizzled by the wayside.
The